So next is topic is about a mathematical model of hydraulic system. Okay, so we'll have a two different system. One to be the fluid system, which is classified into hydraulic and pneumatic system. So hydraulic system, the fluid is liquid and uncompressible, whereas pneumatic system, the fluid is gas and other one to be the compressible. Okay, so this is about the classifications of the fluid system. That is what I said you now. We'll have a two different classical system, one to be the hydraulic, another one to be the pneumatic. So when you are saying over hydraulic and pneumatic, in hydraulic, which is to be the liquid and uncompressible, whereas which is to be the gas and other one to be the compressible. So in the fluid system building blocks, so we'll have a three basic building blocks, one to be the resistance, another one to be the capacitance, and third one to be the inertance. Okay. Similarly, we already said you that we will be dividing off into two different types, one to be the hydraulics, another one to be the pneumatics. And when you're saying about the hydraulics, the fluid is a that is the fluid is a liquid one. So when you are defining a hydraulics, it is a technology and applied science using engineering, chemistry, and other sciences involving the mechanical properties and use of liquids. So hydraulics is a technology. Hydraulics is a technology and applied using science, energy, that is using engineering, chemistry, and other sciences involving the mechanical properties and use of liquids. So we have a technology and applied science using engineering, chemistry, and other sciences involving the mechanical properties and use of liquids. So the basis for all hydraulic systems is expressed by Pascal's law, which states that the pressure exerted anywhere upon an enclosed liquid is transmitted undiminished in all directions to the interior of the container. So we'll have a basis for all hydraulic systems is expressed by Pascal's law, which states that the pressure exerted anywhere upon an enclosed liquid is transmitted undiminished in all directions to the interior of the container. So this principle, what will happen now, which allows large forces to be generated with relatively little effort. So we'll have a hydraulic, which is to be the incompressible. So we'll have a high pressure applications and high force and torque, accuracy and precision. So this is the way to proceed over that. So whereas hydraulic resistance for hydraulic system, the input is volumetric rate of flow Q and output is pressure difference. There is the P1 minus P2 system. So we'll have an input and we'll have a fluid system building block and we'll have the output over on it. So that is the output, which is the pressure difference of what we have given over there. So the difference is nothing but the potential difference, that is the equivalence to the electrical current in electrical system. Whereas the hydraulic resistance is the resistance to the flow of liquid as the liquid flow through values or changes in pipe diameter which takes place. So similar to electrical systems, we'll have about an V is equivalents to Ri. So we'll have a P1 minus P2 which is equivalents to R into Q. So similarly, this will be carried out over that over. Okay, P1 minus P2 is equivalent to RQ. So in similar to electrical systems, we'll have a voltage equivalent to resistance into inductive current. Hydraulic capacitance. So hydraulic capacitance is a term used to describe energy storage with a liquid where it is stored in the form of potential energy. The height of liquid in a container is one form of such a storage. For such capacitance, the rate of change of volume V in the container is equal to the difference between the volumetric rate at which liquid enters the container and the rate at which it leaves Q2. Similarly, there is a Q1 minus Q2 is equivalent to dV by dt. So V is equivalent to AH. So D1 minus Q1 minus equivalent d of AH by dt. So A into dH by dt. So Q1 minus Q2 is equivalent to A of d of P divided by rho g by dt. Similarly, Q1 minus Q2 is equivalent to A of dH by dt. P is equivalent to rho into GH. And similarly, H is equivalent to P by rho G. So when you are differentiating, we'll have the simplifying the equation. So here A by the rho the constant value. So we take a rho G to be the constant and we will be differentiating dP by dt. So we are replacing this is the value with the constant hydraulic capacitance C, where C is equivalent to dP by dt. So where C is equivalent to A by rho into G, which is the hydraulic capacitance. So this is the way to express our equations in terms of an hydraulic capacitance. So hydraulic capacitance, it is the term which is used to describe the energy storage within a liquid, where it is stored in the form of a potential energy. So for capacitor, we have to replace C is equivalent to Q by V and V is equivalent to Q by C. So V, when you are replacing V, so which is equivalent to 1 by C of integration of I into dt. So Q1 minus Q2 is equivalent to C into dP by dt, where P is equivalent to 1 by C with the integration of Q1 minus Q2 into dt. So similar to that value over on it. Okay. So this is the way to proceed here of a voltage value 1 by C of integration of I into dt. So hydraulic inertance. So hydraulic inertance is the equivalent of inductance in electrical system or a spring in mechanical system. So hydraulic inertance is the equivalence of inductance in electrical systems or a spring in a mechanical system. So we have to compare with the electrical with the mechanical. So in electrical, it replaces the inductance and in mechanical, it replaces the spring value. In order to accelerate a fluid value, so increase its velocity, the force is required. So when we are recovering the force, we'll have the equations F1 is equivalent to P1 into A. So we'll have a mass of M, F2 is equivalent to P2 of A. So F1 minus F2 is equivalent to P1A minus P2A of P1 minus P2 of your A. So which is equivalent to your M into mass into acceleration. So M into dV by dt. So rho of AL into dV by dt. So which is equivalent to L of rho of dQ by dt. So we'll have a L rho by A dQ by dt. So which is our I is equivalent to L into rho by A. P1 minus P2 is equivalent to I into dQ by dt, where I is the hydraulic inertance. For resistance systems, V is equivalent to L into di by dt. So what are the types of hydraulic fluids? So we'll have a water, petroleum oil, water glycol, water oil emulsion. So types of hydraulic fluids are to be the water, petroleum oil, water glycol, water oil emulsions. So water, we know that it is to be the inexpensive one and it is the corrosion or no lubricity. Whereas petroleum oil will have excellent lubricity tendency to oxidize. So and water glycol will have a water and glycol 35 to 55 percentage of water, good fire resistance, not good for high bearing load. So which contains 40 percentage of water, good fire resistance and inexpensive one. Okay. So this is about the types of hydraulic fluid. And what are the properties when we are saying over on it? So we'll have a good lubrication, we'll have a ideal viscosity, chemical stability, and compatibility with system materials, high degree of incompressibility, and then fire resistance. We'll have a good heat, low density, and a foam resistance, and no toxicity and low volatility. Okay, so this is about the properties of hydraulic fluid. So we'll have a good lubrication, ideal viscosity, chemical stability, compatibility, high degree, good heat and low density. So primary functions of hydraulic fluids are to transmit power, it lubricates moving part, it seals clearness between the mating parts, it dissipates heat, so compatible with the hydraulics components, and it should bear physical and chemical changes over on it. The advantages will have a fluid car systems are simple. It is easy to operate and it can be controlled accurately. And we'll have a multiplication and variations of forces. We'll have a multifunction control, constant force or torque, and a low weight to power ratios over on it. Okay, so this is about the advantages. And the applications will have a automations, aviations, industry, and then construction equipment. So automations will have automated transfer machines. Aviations will have a landing wheels on planes. Industry will have a drills, grinders, reverting machines. Construction equipments will have excavators, bucket loaders, and diggers over that. Whereas disadvantages, oils are messy. The leakage is impossible to eliminate. Hydraulic lines which can burst over on it. So noises from pumps. So fire at hot atmosphere. We'll have a compressed air tanks or explosive. So by that the hydraulic component gets over. So the remaining thing that we can see in the next class. Okay. So thank you.